Today on Austin Live, Lake Travis like you've never seen it before. We're 25 stories above it, and we're going to zip line across. This is Austin's newest thrill ride. Here we go. Betty, I'm thinking we could have just gone to the pool.
I know. Oh well, thankfully, no time for regrets.
Ah!
Here we go, this is fun.
Is it?
It's fun.
Whoa, whoa, and it's high.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh, just look at the horizon.
Oh, it's so cool, Jason.
No, it's not. When we finally stopped ascending, we hung there forever.
Jason, it was just a few seconds. And then it was the ride of our lives.
Stop this thing! I'm wearing an iced tea minus the ice right now. It doesn't have the ice packs in it. I've also connected that, you can see that right there. That is a thermometer inside the shirt. And we're taking a lovely walk on this beautiful blacktop surface in this blistering heat out here in the middle of the afternoon. I'm starting out at 98 degrees. We're gonna walk for 3 minutes and just see what I get. This is enough to feed like 10 people or Betty. Have you said anything for this piece? You've been eating the entire time.
Welcome back to Austin Live.
On the hottest week of the year. It looks like we're just kind of relaxing on the job here at Schlitterbahn in New Braunfels. Don't look too relaxed. But in fact, this is one of 7 beaches that now empties into what is the longest water park ride in the world. Tell them about it, Betty. Now you know what it's like to be me.
That is really weird.
How bad does it feel? I've always wanted to look in the mirror and see a good-looking guy. This is great. That is one of the new contraptions they have out at ACL at Zilker Park this year. Really kind of throws you for a loop, especially if you're standing on the other side of the double mirror from me.
Do you want one right now?
Are you kidding? All right, we've got the Mighty Cone Showdown. I'm shrimp and avocado, she's chicken and avocado. We're going to see which one's best. How do we know?
Whoever groans the loudest wins. Tie.
The Cake Boss on TLC, and I know everybody asks you this everywhere you go. Where's the cake?
You know, I don't carry them in my pockets. I wish I had one to give you.
Tim Love, celebrity chef extraordinaire. When are you going to finally come down to Austin? You have like 1 billion restaurants up in Dallas. When are you going to make it happen? We want the food more than once a year.
Yeah, and I want to be down in Austin.
Okay, let's talk about this. Being a pampered man. There's nothing wrong with it. I gave it a try. I went to a day spa. I did it for work and only because more guys are doing it and we wanted to find out why. Actually, you know what? No more excuses. I liked it and other guys do too. It used to be that men would hear the word spa and then we would hear,
it's a girly thing, it's something only girls do.
And often those words were from the voice inside our own heads. Turns out though, more and more of us fellas are tuning that voice out.
You know, I actually see a lot more men taking advantage of these services lately than women.
Services like facials.
And there's something about somebody else's fingers touching your face.
That's
it feels
true.
different than when you do it yourself.
I never had one of these. They put on all of these good smelling layers and wipe them off and clean you up and smooth you out.
Okay, so my first facial is done. I see why guys are doing this now. It's as smooth as a baby's backside, and I don't think my face has ever smelled better than it smells right now. Let's do the back.
Okay.
Yes, guys are having the same stuff done to their backs.
This is a Pacific seaweed mask.
Admittedly, it doesn't sound manly. That's why the owner of the Whole Body Studio Spa gave the treatments different names.
Urban renewal, deluxe renovation package, day at the lake.
And apparently, we men are that simple. The more masculine sounding menu has given more and more of us an excuse to experience the day spa. Why did we wait?
I feel like I could stay in here all day in this little thing. What do we call this?
A little cocoon.
A cocoon.
A lot of the men on their first visit, they say, oh, you know, my wife really pushed me into doing this, or she really encouraged me to do this, but I'm glad I did. Oh, wow, I'm so glad I did.
It's good for our women too. Our backs and our faces are easier to look at, and when we men get a massage while we're at the spa, we're less likely to ask for a back rub when we get home. I know how this works. This was my favorite part, by the way, of the Whole Body Studio experience. I have to admit, I underestimated the masseuse. She seemed so tiny.
I have had many big men come in here thinking, oh, I'm just gonna have the oil rubbed on me. And then when they get out, they're just like, wow, I didn't realize Those fingers were so strong.
When it was all done, I was still a man. In fact, a new man. And I still have some of that relaxation left over. This is Bob Saget, of course.
And there's no donkeys on this show, right?
No, there are no donkeys.
Just trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, well, let's keep it really clean because we don't have anybody hovering over that button today.
Okay.
And so we need to keep it
Oh,
clean.
I think there is somebody back there hovering over the button.
Is there anybody at your show who does that, who tries to tell you, hey, Bob, you can't go here, you can't go there?
Yeah, and I especially target them.
Well, you're both very good on the camera, too.
Thank you.
And the still camera, too, because you were on the Maxim list as well.
Please, yes.
Don't cringe, it's a good thing.
I mean, it's, you know, it's
We
massive.
just apologize to our parents and grandparents.
Yeah, they don't like stuff like that, do
No.
they? It's funny how the family views things differently than the guy at Austin Live. It's weird that way. Now, you all are... Welcome back, everybody. That guy right there, the Travel Channel's Andrew Zimmern, has made the trip here to Austin to shoot for the upcoming season of his show, Bizarre Foods America. But we thought the place he chose to tape was kind of bizarre. Take a look. Of all the places, Andrew is here at Lambert's Barbecue in downtown Austin. What's bizarre about this place? We actually borrowed a menu. We've got brisket on here and hot links, pulled pork. Nothing bizarre about that. I'm sure they won't mind if we just crash the shoot real quick and ask him what he's doing here.
We're letting people see all the different ways in which barbecue can be constructed here.
As Andrew explains it, barbecue originated when Eastern European butchers arrived here in America and mixed their food prepping ways with the cooking techniques of Indians and Caribbean islanders. You know, when you think of it that way, barbecue is kind of bizarre. I think that people expect when you show up that you have to be eating some ridiculous part of some animal that's not even been heard of.
Right.
Isn't it nice to be able to go that extra distance and be able to really get into the culture of food and not necessarily have to eat something wild and crazy, but to really get into it?
You know, I mean, one man's weird is another man's wonderful. I've been in African communities where they think it's crazy that Americans let milk rot and dry it in little squares and call it cheese. And that's true. It's true. You know, I never put something in my mouth for the sake of putting it in my mouth.
Do you ever, though, put something in your mouth that is just horrendous?
All the time. Okay. Here's the thing. Someone's grandma just killed a pig and made some pig stew out of it. And maybe she's a good cook, maybe she's not. But if it's bad, and I look down at her and I look at her smile, and she's been waiting 2 months for me to show up there, and she's just killed one of the only 2 animals the family owns, and she's put it out on the plate for it, and I give that look to my crew, and they know what that look means, like eat every bite off that plate. Oftentimes, especially in the places I go, I'm the only white man they've ever seen.
You're an ambassador.
Correct. And I don't want to ever leave that little village somewhere with someone saying he was a jerk, he didn't finish his blood porridge.
Yes, he's actually eaten something called blood porridge, along with other delicacies like fruit bat.
But when someone's grandma is sitting there making it for you, it's pretty darn tasty.
Grandma always makes it right, no matter where she is in the world.
Grandma makes some good fruit bat.
We'll take his word for it on that one. After all, Andrew does have good taste, so to speak. While he's been here in Austin, of course, he has hit the staple, the food trailers.
Austin has the best mobile food scene in the country. I'd put it up against any mobile food scene in the world, and that includes some of the Asian cities where people are permanently mobile, so to speak. There is no restaurant culture.
Also on this trip, Andrew has noshed at Lambert's, Barley Swine, La Condesa, Foreign and Domestic, and Uchi. He eats well.
Yesterday, I think I had 16 meals. It was brutal, and the worst part about it is that the food here in Austin is so darn good that I finished most of it.
I just want to make sure that you know this. You have the best job in the world.
I hear that all the time. I've been saying it to people for years. It's thrilling that they're now getting it, but I'm afraid that means more people are going to try to take it.
Stare me down as much as you want to, Andrew. I'm taking your job. 16 meals in one day. And you were telling me about this before we started today. We see the sausage on a stick over here. I've never seen a pork chop on a stick, but they've got that too. Why do they put it on the stick again, Frank?
It's very easy. That way, in one hand, you can hold your food, and the other hand, you hold your beer.
Brilliant. Some good German engineering there. I like that. We have stilettos stampeding through our parking lot. Now, do you advise people that maybe they practice ahead of time because you don't want to have rolled ankles?
That's right. That's right. So we do a nice warm up before. We do some good stretching. But I say, get in the driveway and do a few laps just leading up to it.
Your neighbors will never look at you the same again. And men can do it too.
Absolutely. Definitely.
I've heard that they're not as bad to wear as you might think. Look at those, aren't those sexy?
You tell us. How are they?
Where did you find a size 13 stiletto?
You gotta love Nordstrom Rack.
That is amazing. I can't find a lot of men's shoes in this size. Ridiculous. For the past several years, we've seen this thing called the Sky Coaster at Schlitterbahn in New Braunfels. Basically, you get hoisted up between two really tall poles so you can free fall into a swing. And then it's just all sort of up to gravity, and gravity has not been a friend up to now, has it?
No. In any way, shape, or form.
Especially the shapes and forms.
Neither of us has ever tried it, for good reason. We're both terrified of heights.
And we know how high it is because the manager guy told us it's like 800 feet or...
1,000?
You're close to 180 feet.
It seems way higher than that, Patrick. It has to be higher than that. I mean, listen to the people who've done it. Were you thinking of the will on the way up at all?
Oh, sure. Who gets what? And then like, oh my goodness, that breakfast taco. Oh, it's sketchy.
So we still don't know why, but we decided this was a good idea. Okay, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna it's gonna be great.
Why are we doing this?
I'm not sure. As we lay there, suspended just above the platform, we had a few final thoughts. I know.
Right here.
We're not gonna cry.
That we hoped weren't really our final thoughts.
So we're looking out at the pool, and Betty, I'm thinking, we could have just gone to the pool.
I know. Oh well, thankfully, no time for regrets.
Ah!
Here we go, this is fun.
Is it?
It's fun.
Whoa, and it's high.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh, just look at the horizon.
So cool, Jason.
No, it's not.
When we finally stopped ascending, we hung there forever.
Jason, it was just a few seconds. And then it was the ride of our lives.
Stop this thing! Stop this thing!
After dropping and screaming and swinging and spinning,
Oh no, it's cool!
there were some glorious moments to actually savor as we sailed above the crowds at Schlitterbahn.
We did it!
And we were still around to tell the story.
It feels so good to be standing on the ground again, you know?
You're so much braver when it's over.
I don't know that we're braver. I think we're more thankful.
If you do it, which means we haven't scared you off, be sure to take a companion. It fits up to 3 people, and the more weight you have, the faster it goes.
Anywhere from 60 to 80, depending on the group size, but with y'all, I would assume about 70.
70 miles an hour.
70 miles an hour.
We're heavy?
Yes, he is. But that means we go fast. I guess that's a good thing. Okay, Betty, you ready for this? Let's hear that scream one more time.